विद्यानन्देश्वर सदाशिव समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि आदिशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respect. I am introducing the Vidya Tattva. The next most important part of Mahasadashiva, this one session, please understand, this is the essence of the purpose of the whole universe. Don't think I am exaggerating. Whatever words I use to glorify Mahadeva, it is only lowest form of introduction, not even decent form of introduction. I am not going to talk in this very stupid way of, oh, all glory goes to God and all that language. No. All glory is God. What goes to God? I am going to introduce some of the fundamental sacred secrets. One good thing, introduced properly, these sacred secrets become just part of your very cognition just by the introduction, because they are real. Give me little friendly ear, that's all I want. I commit with you, I'll make the cosmos into your experience. Understand? I'm going to introduce cosmology, Vidya Tattva. As per the Agama, so for every concept or idea I introduce, I'll give you the original verse. I'll first give you the understandings, then I'll give you the verses. Every truth now I am going to introduce you. I'll give you the original verse. Just I do not want to interrupt a kind of a continuous understanding. I'll give in the end. There is no other tradition like Hinduism gives so much of freedom to revive, rejuvenate, reinterpret. Because it gives so much freedom, we have no right to distort, abuse, hijack. Understand? I am repeating. Because your mother gives you so much love, freedom, trust, you should not harm her. Because she never expects harming from you. Hinduism gives so much of freedom to reinterpret, reinvent, rejuvenate yourself. So you should not hijack, abuse, misinterpret, manipulate. Nothing else is required. If all the Hindu gurus come back to the original Shastra, planet Earth is saved. Nothing else is required. We have more number of gurus, infrastructure, everything. Just only one thing need to be done. All of them coming back to the original Shastras. Then planet Earth is saved. You don't need any other revival, any other resources to make the planet Earth enlightened. The whole earth can become enlightened if just all the Hindu gurus decide, the Indian gurus decide to get back to the original verses, original Shastras. Because Shastras don't have expiry date, they are still alive. There is no expiry date. You just need to take them and practice them. Simply there. The result is there and manifestation is there, and they give you so much of strength and confidence, you just get more and more involved. Every day we are only getting more and more integrated to the original Shastras. Fundamentally few understanding. Please listen. You are made of the same material in which Sadashiva is made. In Sanskrit, the word dhatu is used. You cannot literally translate that word. The word has no equivalent English word, so I am creating my own word, Sadashiva wax. I am just trying to map that word dhatu into English. There is no equivalent word. Lot of Agama words have no equivalent word in English because the concepts are too big. Unfortunately, the English language did not evolve to capture these concepts. Understand, I am not condescending when I utter these words. I just have to tell you exactly what it is. So upfront I want to tell you I am not condescending, and I neither have a superiority complex nor have an inferiority complex. I am neither arrogant nor humble. I am not humble. See the way I am sitting, the throne. I am not humble. And same way I am not arrogant. I am not interested in being arrogant. What is there for me to show you? I am very straight. So please give me a little friendly ears so all these great truths I can transmit it to you in a very straight way. So this word, when I utter Sadashiva wax, you get a certain idea. Oh, it's a kind of a wax material in which Sadashiva is made. I am also made in the same way, same material. So this understanding, this thought current is captured in that one word dhatu. Mahadeva uses the word dhatu in this to explain this thought current. So I wanted the original Sanskrit word to be introduced. Reason one, so I will not forget it. Every time I will repeat. Second, when I give the original verse, you will find this word as a key word in the original verse. You are made of the same material in which Sadashiva is made. Mahadeva says in Mrigendra Agama, as my own extension, when I decided to become many, to celebrate my existence, I manifested whatever is experienced as reality. Let me repeat. Listen. When he decided, I am using the word he so you don't feel offended, but it's me, I. At least when I am teaching you this truth, I am simply radiating, only then I can put me in you. The me in me is only sitting as me in you. These two only is talking to each other. Understand, I can only talk to me and give my understanding. I cannot talk to anybody else and give my understanding. So the me resides in this as me, is residing in all of that as me, so that me, through this me, talking to me. When he says, understand, when I say I am him, if you don't offended, only then you will have the confidence to say you are he. You feeling offended when I say I am him is nothing but your guilt and deep SDHD that you are not him. Listen. Guts to say I am him. Even when you have not experienced, it is not wrong. Sometimes people come and tell, how can I say I am Sadashiva? Is it not lie? Oh, as if you don't tell any lies. Come on. Oh, what a great integrated person. Tell a lie which is going to lead you to higher consciousness than telling lies which is leading you to lower consciousness. Even if it is lie, it's okay, start telling. Tell a lie which breaks your SDHD. You are telling lies which is strengthening your SDHD. And now I am telling you, please understand, Mahadeva is very clear. Even when you are struggling to realize his existence as you, he is you. Understand? I am repeating. Even when you are struggling with your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial, to realize you are Sadashiva, even during that period, you are Sadashiva. So you do not need to feel shy to tell yourself and others you are made out of the same material wax Sadashiva is made. Listen carefully. Getting offended is nothing but you so strongly believe you cannot become Sadashiva because you cannot become, I also can't become. Because I have become, I strongly believe you can become. Because you can't become, you strongly believe I have not become. And this is what is the whole fight going on. The first truth I want you to understand, you are made of the same wax in which Mahadeva is made, Sadashiva is made. Second, See, I am taking you step by step because I am going to give all the original verses. So you will find whatever now I am telling, like a verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, like he is giving a very beautiful, like how to teach a beginner. So I am not jumping. And even if you think, oh, I have heard all this from Swamiji already, it's okay, listen once more. Because there are many people who are new. For their convenience, I am repeating step by step. And also it is good as if you heard and became enlightened or what. Listen, it is nothing wrong in listening once more. So till you become enlightened, listen again and again and again. That's all. So second, listen, Mahadeva says, I became many to celebrate my existence. You became many only to celebrate your existence. Anywhere there is no celebration in your life, you forgot, you decided to become many. Listen to this interpretation. Whether the zone of your health, zone of your relationships, in any zone of your life, if you are not celebrating your existence, you forgot, you decided to manifest that. You decided to project that. Because this is too important, understanding you need to have. Wherever you are not celebrating your existence, whether your health, your relationships, your wealth, your relationship with humanity, your relationship with life, your relationship with nature, your relationship with existence, your relationship with cosmos, anything you forgot, you decided to become that. You decided to manifest. If you know you are manifesting, it is celebration. If it is not celebration, you are manipulating your own manifestation. Next verse, Mahadeva is introducing why he is talking about cosmology. Please listen carefully. If you don't know cosmology, after your death, even if all the 11 dimensions are there, you will not recognize them. Now, do you understand why I am introducing cosmology to all of you? Please understand. If you cognize there is only one birth, there is only one plane, and there is no next birth, there is no other higher planes. If you function only on that cognition, after death, when all the dimensions of the universe opens, you will be overwhelmed, you will not recognize any of them. You will be stuck to your dead body. That is why the religions which teach only one life ask the body to be preserved. Please understand. Here I wanted to clarify, I am not going to criticize or put any religion down, but I am going to tell you the truth as it is. And also I want to tell you, whatever now I am saying as Shastra Pramana, I tell you with all my integrity, Mahadeva has given this as an experience to me. And not only he has authorized me, he has empowered me to give this as experience to all of you. So I am very clear about what I am talking. I am responsible for what I am talking. Let me tell you one incident happened in my life. In Bangalore, I was giving a satsang on Ashtavakra Mahagita. I received the information my father passed away, massive cardiac arrest, and he passed away. My mother was in the satsang. So I continued the satsang, and after the satsang, after darshan, when I got into my car, called the mother and made her sit in my car, and she's a village lady. First time in her life, she is leaving my father alone and coming and staying somewhere outside in her 27 years of marriage. And he passed away. I don't know how many of you will believe. I lived there with them 17 years. I never saw them even once arguing with each other. I'm sure they would have had difference of opinion, arguments, because they are human beings. Even Mahadeva and Sati had argument. What about, come on, even he had marital problems. So, no, I'm not saying they would not have had, but at least they managed such a way that never in front of us, never in front of kids, I've seen them raising their voice or arguing. Very happily they lived. So she's sitting next to me, and I'll tell you exactly just few words I told her. First word I said, Ma, I think father is not feeling well, he is in serious condition. She just looked into my eyes. Next statement I said, I think he is dead. She looked into my eyes. Third statement I said, please understand, I'm talking to my mother inside the car where nobody is there. It's a complete private conversation. I told her, you know, I can bring him back. Do you want? That's all I asked. You know, I can bring him back. Do you want? The statement she made, I tell you with all my integrity, Swamiji, that is between you and his soul. I will not interfere. That is between. Just now she received the news, and she knows I can bring him back. She's a village lady. She did not have time to think and answer, spontaneous, straight answer. I know how dependent she is on him. She said, in Tamil she said, Swami, அது நீங்களும் அவரும் முடிவு பண்ணணும், நான் தலையிடக்கூடாது சாமி. I just hugged her and said, that's why I chose you as my mother. There are many moments you are proud of me, now I am proud of you, I told her. There are many moments you are proud of me, having son like whatever. I said, now I am proud of you. I told her in Tamil. பல நேரத்தில் நீ பெருமைப்பட்டிருப்ப, இப்போ எனக்கு பெருமையாக இருக்குமா? understand with mother, in the moment where my father is dead, you can't expect me to lie or give a false hope. All of you understand? With that integrity, I am talking to all of you now. The integrity with which I was talking to my mother when my father is dead. I told her, all right, I'll relate with him and then decide. Anyhow, he wanted to rest, he wanted to relax. He said, what more? Just, he wanted to rest, so I liberated him, and that's different. Understand, I cannot and I don't need to lie to my mother when my father is dead. And I have a very intimate relationship with my mother. With that intense integrity, I am introducing this cosmology to you, and I give you two commitments. One, all these dimensions are in my control. When I say, I really mean. I'll give you understandings about these dimensions. This is the first commitment. When I say understanding, not just intellectual, experiential. This is my first commitment. Second, I'll empower you to play with these dimensions while you are in the body or after you leave the body. This too is my commitment. All I want from you is just sit and internalize the truths I am sharing with you, because introduction is very important to relate with this higher dimensions. Please understand, Mahadeva introduces why he is talking about cosmology. Understand, I am talking with the responsibility. See, for example, you are asking me how to go to Bangalore, and I am giving you the whole GPS understanding. I am responsible for what I am talking, because the moment you go out, you are going to follow what I am saying. And I don't want you to be stuck somewhere and get into trouble. Even for Bangalore GPS, how responsible we behave. Don't you think the Cosmos GPS, I will not be that responsible with you? Understand. Why I need to insist so much on my integrity? Because many of your old cognitions you may have to give up. Surely, there are multiple births. Please understand. It's not faith, it's a truth. People ask me, do you believe in reincarnation? I say, no, I don't believe. I just know reincarnation is the truth. Multiple births and multiple planes of existence is the truth. Please don't be offended. God did not wake up one day 4,000 years before and He did not create all this. No, I am not criticizing. Don't you see, it's a very silly conversation. See, I am not talking in a religious stage where debate and all this is going on, or where the religious supremacy is declared. No. I am talking to all of you, giving you the GPS for your life and death. So I am talking with responsibility. Don't brush me aside thinking that I am one religious leader talking high about his religion. No. Please listen. I am not declaring here supremacy of Hinduism. No. I am introducing you the science. I am talking like a scientist, not declaring any supremacy. The cognitions you hold and operate while you are in the body matters what you will do while you leave the body. Understand? Even if you don't experience cosmology as per Hinduism, but only you heard because your old grandmother was nagging you, even that is enough. While you leave the body, when all these doors are open, you will tell, oh, my grandmother told, right. This is there, okay, let me move. Understand? Even your grandmother's nagging, if you have heard about rebirth theory, reincarnation theory, and Bur, Bhuva, Suva, Tapa, all the lokas, I wanted to tell you once more, the hell and heaven in the Western religions is not equivalent to Swarga Naraga of the Hindu cosmology. Again, I want to tell you, I am reminding, I am not declaring any supremacy. I am introducing a science. Please understand. I am not a religious fanatic. I am not declaring any supremacy. I do not want you to miss the science I am introducing due to any of the stupid thought currents. Even if you have missed power manifestation, it's okay. Don't miss what you are going to do after your death. Your cognitions now, please understand, your cognitions now matters what you are going to decide after you leave your body. And I give you all guarantee, this whole satsang will be repeated when you leave the body. I'll be there. I'll be there repeating this whole satsang for you when you are leaving the body. Not just satsang, telling you this whole thing. What you cognize about you, universe and Mahadeva, Sadashiva matters because you are going to decide when you leave your body the ideas you have about these three, many major decisions of what to do further. For example, somebody is in a big trouble. Only if he knows what all countries he can enter, what all possibilities he has, he can take the best decision for his future. Understand what I am saying? If somebody is banned in one country, he cannot enter that country anymore. He needs to know all the choices available for him to design his life further. Same way when you are dead, when this body is taken out of you, you need to know all the choices in front of you. Only then you will make the best decision. I tell you, teaching human beings there is only one life is the greatest sin. Because all the higher possibilities are locked for that man. So understand, this is the same thing you will do if you don't have cognition about the cosmos when you leave the body. what I am doing now to you guys is the ultimate life insurance. Everything else is death insurance. What is life insurance? No, I really want to know. You are insuring yourself for some million, few $1 million, which is going to be received by the fellows who are waiting for you to die. Come on, let's be very clear. That is why in Hindu tradition, when somebody is about to die or even after they are medically declared dead, they will immediately read Kathopanishad and 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, because that shows this whole cosmology which I am introducing now to you. The whole thing is clearly described there. So the soul can capture the understanding and make decisions about future. Why Mahadeva is introducing cosmology, you need to know. He does three things. He introduces cosmology. Then he gives the methodology to experience it even now while you are in the body, not after leaving the body. That is separate. That's the first chapter. Second chapter he gives while you are in the body. Third, he gives how to bring the things from that plane to this plane and enjoy while you are in this body. He gives the science of bringing Kamadhenu, Kalpavriksha, Ratna Singhasana, Pushpaka, all that from the other planes and strengthen the existence of this plane. Please understand, I am a very good storyteller, but now I am not telling stories. No, really. I want you to know, storytelling is different. I am into some serious, matured conversation because I am talking to your soul. And many decisions your soul is going to take based on the words I am going to utter now. I am responsible. With that responsibility on my head, I am talking to all of you. So please listen. But you will not have much complication in internalizing. But if you are new to this tradition, especially cultural shock, I think most of these Indians have a cultural shock. I am telling you. No, really. Don't, if you are from other countries, don't think, oh, these Indians are fortunate, they know everything. No, relax. Relax. Which is not true. One benefit you will have if you are from Indian Hindu family, you would not have heard any other ideas. So it will be little easy for you. Okay, yes, I think must be, because this is the way my grandfather will scream at me. No, this is the way all the grandmothers, grannies will scream at the grandsons. They will scream at the grandkids. Means they will, while they scream, they will tell all this. Listen, don't do wrong things. Otherwise the karma will come after your death. You will go to Naraka. You will be, if you do this, you will go to Kailasa. You will go to Vaikuntha. See, for our time, our clock, and the clock of the Devatas, for us 1 year is 1 day for them, because their intensity, their frequency is different. So as per their frequency, today is the early morning when you are supposed to wake up, the Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta is 4:30 to 6. 4:30 to 6 early morning you are supposed to wake up, as per Agama. So the Brahma Muhurta, today the Brahma Muhurta starts. Till yesterday it is called Pagalpattu, From tomorrow it's called Rapat. Means the conjunction, the meeting point of day moving towards night starts from today as per the Hindu almanac, Hindu calendar, Hindu Panchanga. Vaikuntha Ekadashi is the day. So tonight Dwadasi starts. Now all the devatas are supposed to wake up and do their Panchakriya and yoga, Nitya Anushtana, and start their puja. As a gift, bonus, Vishnu opens all the 11 dimensions and blesses the universe. Anybody has a free entry today. This few days, all the 11 dimensions are opened and made available for all the beings to come and enjoy. Like they give you free tour and free entry. And I want you to know all these are not jokes. It's true. It is really true. The next truth. Listen very carefully. The next truth. The decisions, actions you do based on the cognitions strengthens the cognition. Listen carefully. Now please listen. Listen. I'll give you an example. You cognize because I am telling, or your grandmother told, there are multiple births. And you make the decisions based on that cognition. It can be good or bad. It can be good, oh, because there are so many births, let me not do anything wrong. So I will not suffer next birth. Let me do good. I will be happy next birth. That is a good decision. You can even do bad decision. Oh, there are so many births. Why to do anything? Let me just loiter around and I will come back and do anything next time. What is the urgency? We have enough time. You can cognize that also. Whether good or bad does not matter, but the number of decisions you take and actions you do based on the cognition strengthens the cognition. Listen. Even if you decide just to lie down because there is eternity in front of me, what is the use now? Come on, such a nice breeze and nothing to do. You may not have many things in this world now if you decide not to do anything from this cognition of multiple janmas are there, but the cognition gets strengthened. Listen to this idea. I am repeating. Good or bad does not matter. Good or bad you decide based on the result on this birth. Good or bad does not matter. Number of decisions and actions you do based on the cognitions strengthens the cognition's existence in you. The cognition gets more and more grounded in you. I'll give you one by one understanding. One by one. So it just becomes part of your cognition. And now when I read Agama, I am wondering what an amazing teacher Mahadeva. Every step beautifully, it is like sipping a cup of coffee only. He doesn't tire our logic at all. He takes us so beautifully and suddenly gives that opening. So I am following exactly as is. and translating it. The part I am teaching you all now is the Vidyapada of Kamikagama. The chapter name is Mrihendragama, and I will give you the verses. End of the session, you can read and understand whatever I am talking to you. Cosmos is introduced by the fellow who created it. He himself is telling what he created. So this is the most authentic version. Especially when it comes to knowing about universe and all, don't learn from silly conversation books and silly conversation ideas, concepts. Be very careful, because that is too risky. Whether you practice yoga or your understandings about the cosmos, life, always find the original Shastra Pramana. Please understand. My first priority is keeping the authenticity of the Shastras. Even power manifestation is second priority only. Understand? Shastra works. Not whatever works is Shastra. No. Understand? Not whatever works is Shastra, Shastra works, is my statement. Sometimes, you see, in India, these compounders, assistant to doctors, after 10 years assisting a doctor, they become doctors. They go to a remote village and put up a board, doctor, duck, duck. And they learn by practice. Oh, headache, white tablet. Stomach pain, black tablet. Leg pain, green tablet. Yes, it will work as long as the pharmaceutical companies don't change the color. Understand? Even if it is little difficult, learn from the proper methodology, time-tested, foolproof, well-established, original, authentic source. So I am repeating, whatever works is not Shastra, Shastra works is my statement. Sometimes we tend to, oh, if it works, it's Shastra. No. No. That's compounder. It will work sometime, but not for all, not for everything. Atma Pramanas, unless they are acid washed with the Shastra Pramanas, should not be taught to everyone. Many times Atma Pramanas are only for us. Only if it is acid washed with the Shastra Pramana, it is for all of you, for everyone. Mad Guru, only after acid wash of Shastra Pramana can become Jagat Guru. Not before. Let me go to the next understanding. Please listen. Cosmos, because it is unknown to you, if it is introduced in a very friendly ambience, listen, you digest the whole thing as experience. Listen. Mahadeva says very clearly, if I teach you something, based on which you need to make decisions immediately, which is going to change your life. Because you don't want to change your life, you will question the very teaching. Listen carefully. When I say, hey, practice completion with your spouse, you will question the very fundamental of the completion. Why? But if I tell you there are 11 planes, they look like this is the understanding, in a very friendly space where you don't need to make immediately any decisions about them, you just tend to imbibe. The unmanifest, avyakta, need to be taught in a very friendly ambience. Listen. If it is taught in a friendly ambience, the whole thing becomes your experience. Wasting your time, births, is drastically reduced. The 11th dimension I am going to introduce, you can realize this 11th dimension, its reality, spending some 200 lives on your own, going to every door and knocking after every death. You can do it on your own, no problem. You will just waste 200 births, that's all. See, 100 things Agama says. 10 things worked for me. I tried and it is helping me to manifest powers. I am enjoying, it's really clicking, it's all right. Then why will I waste time in checking out on all the other 90 things? I will fall head over heels and just practice. Why will I waste my time on reinventing the whole other remaining 90? By 10 things becoming reality, by that time, because the 10 things have become reality, I should become a spiritual fruit, not still hard nut. See, when I start being a hard nut is not wrong. But by the time the 10 things have become reality, I should have become matured to become a spiritual fruit to grasp the remaining 90, because many of them are unmanifest. You can't be sitting with the teeth in your stomach. How many of you understand this teeth in the stomach? Constant agitation, ready to pick a fight. You told in Kailasa there is a big banyan tree. I went there, it was not there. Give me a photograph. Waiting to pick a fight. Teeth in the stomach. Understand? Now, if we both sit and please listen. I was telling you each chapter, the first Sattva Tattva, we worked, then Atma Tattva, now the Vidya Tattva, then it is going to become Shiva Tattva. Listen. Atma Tattva, Mahadeva teaches to Subramanya while he is training him for waging a war. This Vidya Tattva, which I am going to talk now, he is teaching to Devi when she is sitting on his lap. Understand? Exactly the same way in our temple, Devi is sitting on Mahadeva's lap. This needs to be taught with a very intimate trust. Literally all of you are sitting in my lap now. It is not physical, it is the kind of the understanding and intimacy where we both know we are integrated to each other. Understand? Because I am talking about something unmanifest, avyakta. Yes, You can be doubting, but what is the result? Waste of your time. How many of you are understanding? That is the reason I am picking up this chapter after giving you enough experience of power manifestation. See, when you came, if you were a hard nut, nothing wrong. But now, after all this power manifestation on your own and seeing others and so many things, when 10 things have worked, you should jump into the space of becoming spiritual fruit, where this intimacy and integrity comes, where you are ready for the unmanifest, avyakta component to be introduced to you. How many of you are understanding what I am saying? See, some concepts in the initial level where you need to check out should be presented like that with that kind of a logic. But now the truths I am going to explain to you has to be conveyed in the language of Sami, Onnada. Understand? He introduces, now Mahadeva introduces the situation around him. Devi is on his lap and she is intensely looking into his 3 eyes. Her 3 eyes are meeting his 3 eyes, where he is just showing the multi-dimensions of the universe and describing the characteristics known. Whatever is already manifested to you can be introduced with a logic with which you can play both sides, pro and con. But the unknown, avyakta, can only be introduced in a very intimate integrity ambience. You need to know, I will not lie to you. I need to be very clear, you are internalizing what I am talking. Only then I can talk the truth as it is without wasting my time in trying to convince you or paint it the way you wanted. See, if I am sitting with the idea, oh God, there are many religion people are here. If I am hurting some of their sentiments, it is not good. So let me say all religions are one and the same. I am stupid. It is not. Yes, if somebody is interested only in your money, they will tell you that. I am interested in you, so I cannot lie. I have to tell you things as it is. I am not even interested in the religious components. I am interested in introducing the cosmos as it is. Somebody was trying to tell me, no. When some religions say there is only one life, when Hinduism says there is multiple lives, both are one and the same. They are told for various reasons. No! They are not one and the same. For any reason, the cognition you are given, decisions you make based on those cognitions while you are operating your body, matters the decisions you are going to take after you leave your body. Please listen. How you are going to make friends in your elementary school and high school matters, because that is the way you are going to make friends in your college or after you get into a job. The cognition with which you are operating matters. Every day morning when you wake up, when you decide about your job, where you want to live, what do you want to do, why you want to do, all that boils down to your understanding about you, universe and God. Am I right? Whether you make good decision, bad decision, I don't know about that. And I am least interested about it. Understand, I am not at all bothered about this world. Politicians have already screwed it. It is no more livable. Let me be very clear. I am not at all interested in this world. So I am not interested in being a revolutionary and all these stupid things. And don't doubt because I am going to revolutionize, so I am introducing these ideas to you. No. I am a simple being directly from Kailash to introduce all the whole cosmos to all of you. And I am not bothered about the side effect and after effect of this introduction. I'll just do this introduction. When I feel it is enough, I'll just go back. That's all. After that, it's up to you guys. But whatever introduction I am bringing is very authentic from the source. It will give you the conscious breakthrough, the next phase you are supposed to experience in your evolution. I am interested in that. I am interested in that. I don't have any other vested interest like declaring the supremacy of Hinduism or creating a revolution. No. Please understand. If you have even all these ideas in one corner of your mind, you may miss all the great truths I am telling now. I don't want you to miss. That is the reason I am taking so much time clearing all your doubts. If some of you are hurt when I am introducing these great truths, because it is not confirming to the beliefs you are earlier taught, I am sorry. But what I am talking is truth. Understand, when you get up morning and decide to brush your teeth, take bath and go to your office and attend to your work, earn money, you can decide, because you have multiple births and you are free, it is just because you are enjoying what you are doing, or you can decide, no, I have only one birth, I just have to squeeze maximum from this planet Earth and bring it under my control and do everything I can within this 100 or 100, whatever time I am going to live. Anything can be the reason why you are doing what you are doing. Whatever is the reason why you are doing what you are doing is going to be more and more strengthened in you by more of the decision and actions of you. How many of you understand this? So, I am not bothered about why you are deciding or doing I am bothered about what is pushing you, what is the fundamental cognition. When you are all alone inside your blanket, do you believe? Yes. Do you cognize? Yes, multiple births is one of the important possibility I have, and I think my decisions in life is going to be based on that. Or you feel, no, who knows? People are telling so many things now in front of me, this only is there, let me just decide based on this. What is cherished in your heart matters while you leave your body. How many of you are understanding this? Not what you tell others as what you believe, but what you cherish in your heart as what you believe about you, about cosmos, about God. Come on, listen. I'll give you a few minutes now. You don't need to show to anybody else, just for your own sake. These three questions: what is the idea you cherish in your heart? Do you really feel that you are going to exist after death? Means there is a life after death. First question, do you feel you are going to exist after death? Second, you see, you are not going to show these answers to anybody. It's for you. It's not survey. Understand? It's not monkey survey. It's mind survey. It's for you. It's not for others. Do you feel there are multiple planes in the universe? Yes or no? It's for your own. What you cherish. Do you feel there is an independent intelligence in front of which you are going to be there? When you go and stand in front of Mahadeva, in the throne, you are going to see mirror. You are going to see the mirror in the throne. Means you are going to be there. Whatever stuff you are made of, that same stuff only is going to be there. Anyhow, this is understanding I am giving you. What you cognize. Take 2-3 minutes and pen down your answer. Even if you have confusion, you can answer. You can write that as answer. Just for you to understand. Because these cognitions matter for you to raise your consciousness to the next level. This all matters not only your journey after death, even your journey while you are alive. It's for you to contemplate and think for a few minutes. Because many times, just because you never thought about them, they remain as a blind spot. See, you have a huge property in your hometown and never you have been informed about that and you never saw your document and not using it because you did not know is the huge blind spot. Same way, sometimes many of these great understandings and experiences, because they remain as a blind spot. You never contemplate or look in. You don't use them in your life. Just like how I was talking to my mother, too intimate, completely naked. It is straight truth. Later on I asked my mother, at that moment did you cognize I have the power to bring him back? She said, why? What is this, Swamiji? Why not? I know for sure if I asked you would have brought him back immediately. But I decided he is a soul and you are the authority and it should be between both of you. I am nobody to interfere in that. Understand how intimate and completely. No, I neither need to convince her or show her my prabhava, nor she need to be very polite in front of me. Oh, I should not be demanding. No. It was a straight being to being conversation. In that naked, pure integrity, you have a conversation with yourself about these three questions and pen down your answer. You are not going to answer it to anybody. It's just for you. You don't even need to pen down. If you just come to a confirmation, that's enough. Come to a clarity. I just do not want a blind spot in these three questions. Even if your answers are not as per Agama, no problem. But have some answer. So these understandings can slowly get into you. And whatever happens, let it happen. That's all. Let's have a matured conversation with ourselves about our existence. Listen, almost all the important ideas I need to convey as an introduction to Vidyapada, I have conveyed. This last one idea, please listen. Because it is all about unmanifest. Listen, please listen. Listen. Because it is all about the unmanifest. Unmanifest means not directly perceived by your senses. But don't think it does not exist. If the software with which you are operating, if that software is upgraded, see, it's like if you upgrade your software in your iPad, in your tablet, the camera definition can be increased. It can be HD camera. The quality can be raised. Or the information you capture can be processed in much higher level. In higher frequency, capturing, processing, everything can be done in next level if the software is upgraded. Same way, unmanifest does not mean it does not exist. Atheists are those who claim unmanifest does not exist. Communists are those who are frightened about the unmanifest. Understand? Seeker are those who are curious about unmanifest. Enlightened are those who enjoy the unmanifest. My disciples are those who own the unmanifest. Don't even enjoy, just own the unmanifest. See, Mahadeva defines initiation. Because of your oneness, feeling connection, just imbibing, downloading the cognitions of your Guru as your own without wasting time in reinventing is initiation. Now, what I am going to explain, most of them are unmanifest, avyakta, for all of you. But I am going to upgrade your software, means the material out of which you function. If it is agitation, you will not understand the unmanifest. If it is restful awareness, your connection with unmanifest will become so strong. Unmanifest will become strength of your being. Understand? Ultimately, when unmanifest becomes your strength, your life becomes extraordinary. Roughly, you may have a little idea. Whatever idea you know, starting from there, slowly, step by step, making you understand and realize the unknown to your known. See, I cannot start directly from unknown, and I cannot just stop with your known. I am the bridge between your known and unknown. Mahadeva explains Vidya means from known without suffering, you need to be connected to unknown. Understand, he uses the word without suffering. That's my responsibility now. I cannot let you suffer. I will have to put the chain from whatever you know, step by step, I will have to connect to avyakta, unknown. Let me do my job. You are made out of the same Sadashiva wax, same material out of which Mahadeva, Sadashiva is made, means ultimate. Whatever is ultimate, that ultimate is made out of some stuff. The same stuff out of which you are made. That's the first thing. Second, you decided to become many, to celebrate your existence. So wherever you are not celebrating your existence, you forgot, you decided to become many. See, now whatever I have spoken is the introduction. Mahadeva gives as few understandings about the knowledge and why the Palashruti means why. What's the result? What for? So I have given you the gist of all that. Let's gather for next session. Thank you. Be blissful.